There is a myth about the effectiveness of nuclear weapons. Apparently, it arose in 1945 after the nuclear bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, after which Japan surrendered. And, of course, this myth is supported by countries that have nuclear weapons, so that other countries are afraid. But how effective is this use in modern warfare really? In the Soviet Union, tactical nuclear weapons were intended to destroy aircraft carriers and regiments. At a time when the army had concentrations of millions of soldiers. But over 100 years, war tactics have changed a little. Now divisions do not march on the front line, and tanks do not go in multi-kilometer columns. Soldiers, on the contrary, are dispersed over a large area one by one. Both people and equipment are hidden in the most fortified shelters in order to reduce damage from shelling. The length of the front line in Ukraine in 2023 was 2,000 kilometers. Reserves, warehouses, headquarters, etc. were securely hidden at a distance of up to several dozen kilometers from the front line. What damage to the army can strikes with tactical nuclear weapons cause in such conditions? None. Moreover, precision strikes with millions of shells and drones cause much greater damage. But causing great destruction to civilian infrastructure with strategic nuclear weapons is possible. Destroy cities, power plants, kill people. But why? Who will take reparations from them? Instead, huge amounts of money will have to be invested in restoring the infrastructure. How can gigantic reputational losses be compensated for later? After all, a country that uses nuclear weapons against civilians in a war will become a global evil for decades and will find itself in complete isolation. What then? In general, in a modern war, the use of nuclear weapons is quite pointless. And in those cases where it makes sense, the reputational losses will far exceed the short-term military gain.